Where is the love for the Green Bay Packers today? Eric Eager and I take a look at the NFL markets as we try to understand why so many people are down on the Packers in 2023 and whether or not we agree with that general sentiment. That and more on today's show. What's going on, friends? Welcome back to Forward Progress here on the Hammer Betting Network and powered by Pinnacle. Before we get started today, I just want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors over at Pinnacle. Pinnacle is the world's sharpest sportsbook and available to bettors in Ontario. Find out what professional bettors have known for decades. Everyday competitive odds. Bet smart. Bet Pinnacle. Must be 19 plus in Ontario. Please always play responsibly and not available in the U.S. Guys, today I am joined alongside the great Eric Eager. You can find him at Eric Eager, and I believe it's just an underscore at the end on Twitter. He also is the VP of Sumer Sports. Eric, I'm super excited to do this video with you today. We're talking about the market underrating the Packers, which is a team I personally love, and a lot of sharps. I'm not a sharp, but all sharps also love. So let's kind of paint the picture of the Green Bay Packers offseason. They lost a big piece in Aaron Rodgers. So why don't you tell us how they've supplemented it, if Jordan Love can help them kind of be as good of a team as they were last year, and why you think the general market is really underrating this team.
Yeah, I think, when you look at the evolution of the Aaron Rodgers, Matt LaFleur era, like it started out kind of how the Mike McCarthy era ended, which was Rodgers was taking a lot of time in the pocket. He was throwing a lot of passes away. He was trying to be an artist and in some cases failing to the point where even though they won 13 games in 2019, he was inefficient enough that they drafted Jordan Love. And then somewhere something clicked in 2020, 2021, and Rodgers started throwing within the rhythm of the offense. We all know what happened. They won a couple MVPs with him. Obviously, it didn't turn into playoff success. And, then they buy back into him last offseason. He goes back to trying to be a little bit of an artist, and the results weren't quite as good. They were, not a great offense for the majority of the season, and a defense that a lot of people thought would carry the team because they drafted two Georgia standouts in the first round. They had guys like Jair Alexander, Devondre Campbell, as well as Rasul Douglas from the year before, playing really well. They thought that it would all come together, and last season it really didn't. And, when you look at kind of how, teams perform defensively from one year to the next, oftentimes people in the community are a year early on teams. So if Green Bay can come in and actually perform to the promise that they were on the other side of the ball, it's going to leave a easier set of circumstances for Jordan Love. And when you watch Jordan Love, either in training camp, the people I have, talked to on the ground, or you just, watch him perform in mop-up duty in games and stuff, the thing that Jordan Love is doing is he's drawing in between the lines. And I think Matt LaFleur is a really good head coach when he knows that his quarterback is going to hit that back foot and throw the ball as intended. And I think Jordan Love has the skill set to, if he plays within the structure of the offense, be really effective.
Yeah, that's a good point on Jordan Love here. We're not going to say that Jordan Love is like the next great quarterback. He's going to win the Super Bowl. Obviously, Super Bowls are quarterbacks win these Super Bowls, but we're talking about in season right now. We're talking about to win the division, to clear their win totals right here. So we don't need a quarterback who's going to be Patrick Mahomes level. We just need a guy who can do what he can within the confines of this really good team. And it's funny as we're recording this video, I'm looking at the screen right now. I'm looking at Pinnacle, and the Packers actually just moved. They were plus 403 to win the NFC North. They just moved to plus 373. They are still the longest odds in their division to win. Their win total is situated at 7.5. The over is slightly juiced, minus 125. I'm just a little thrown off because I just saw the screen move there. But so do you like the Packers price? They're still the longest odds in the division. The Bears are plus 369, the Vikings plus 287, and the Lions are plus 147. So a reminder, the Packers just moved to plus 373. Are you still okay with that? I know we talked about the plus 403 pre-show, but are you still good with that?
Yeah, it's crazy. If you go to the Sumer Sports website, by the way, sumersports.com, we have simulations for all of the teams in the NFL. If you go to Sumer Sports and go to our league table, just a quick plug there. Last Friday, when I was doing my podcast, they were plus 418, and I did an entire segment about how I was bullish on them. We log in here, it's plus 403. Now it's plus 373. 373 is about a 21 or so break-even percentage. We at Sumer Sports make it about 27, so it's still a pretty solid edge. Not obviously as big as it was before, but certainly good there. We make them 8.2 wins, so over 7.5 wins is also a solid play, depending upon what price you're able to get. It feels kind of Detroit Lions-y like last year, where everybody kind of, they open, a little bit lower. Everybody kind of bets them down. And by the time you get to like August, like I'm not ready yet. Like I still think market prices are a little off on the Packers, but I'm starting to get a little worried that everybody has the exact same idea that we have.
Yeah, fair enough. And we talked about this again pre-show. You restored the roar. You did a great job at it because now it's like gone too far. But just quickly taking a look at the NFC Championship right now, the Green Bay Packers, even though they're listed as fourth to win their division, they are actually within their division. They are second right now. They're ahead of both the Vikings and the Bears to win the NFC Championship at 18-1. I know that you're not too big of a fan of, but there's another bet here on this board, and you can find it at Pinnacle. So why don't you tell us a little bit more about that other bet that I am referring to here?
Yeah, I think if you look at Super Bowl, where the market price is currently right now, I don't know if they've moved again. But you look at Super Bowl with Green Bay, right around
It's 62-1 right now on
62 to
Pinnacle
1 right
as
now.
of recording this video.
Yeah, we would make it more like 40 or 50 to 1. So that is giving us, a little bit of an edge there. I can understand why the NFC price has been steamed, while the Super Bowl price is not, because the thought process is the AFC team,
Mhm.
whoever makes the Super Bowl, would have a sizable advantage over most of the quarterbacks in the NFC, and that makes a decent amount of sense. Be that as it may, like sometimes these markets get out of whack because of certain bets, and there's like an incongruency there that's very interesting. Where again, you have a situation where the market on them to win the NFC is sort of a break even of 5.3%, but the other one is in sort of like a 1 or 2% range.
Mhm.
It sort of shows that they think that they can go to the Super Bowl, but if they get into it, they won't be able to win. And remember that logic last year with Philadelphia. Now I know they didn't win the Super Bowl, but they kind of have a Jordan Love-ish kind of quarterback that, if conditional on making the Super Bowl, I'm pretty sure Jordan Love will be good enough to at least be not a huge underdog against the AFC team that they're against.
Yeah, and it will present you with a great value proposition of potentially having a really good 64-1 ticket, holding that in the Super Bowl if they make it there, right? And you can always hedge off that if you choose to, if you think that AFC team that does make it there is truly better. Anyways, Eric, thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it. Just a quick plug for Eric. It's sumersports.com, sumersports.com, where you can find what he mentioned there with the projection. So go check that out. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today, guys. We really appreciate it. Just a quick reminder, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button. We got a load of content coming to you guys throughout the NFL season. Excuse me, not the off season. We're getting into the season right now. I just saw the schedule. I'm super hyped for it. So make sure you're subscribed and turn those notification bells on to be the first to see these videos so you can always get ahead of market. So for Eric Eager, I'm Jason. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys.